Everything changed in a moment. 1 second, I was living my life. The next, everything went dark. When I woke up, nothing felt familiar. Bright lights, beeping machines, faces I loved but couldn't quite place. They told me I was lucky to be alive, but in those early days, it didn't feel like luck. I had to relearn the simplest things: how to walk, how to focus, how to trust my own mind again. Eventually I went home, but the world felt smaller somehow. The days were quiet, slow, and I wondered if this was just what life would be now. Then I found Krempels, and little by little, I started building a life beyond injury.
My life prior to having tonic-clonic seizures, I suppose you could call it normal.
It was happy, it was hopeful. I had money set away for retirement. I had job security.
I was very healthy, very happy.
I think that everything in my life was going pretty square. It was like very exceeding my expectation.
I was getting up to go out for a bike ride and I just collapsed. Called the ambulance and turned out that I was having a stroke.
I actually dead on arrival when the EMTs got there, and then they flew me to Dartmouth, and that was my first helicopter flight I've ever had in my whole life, I think.
It was like 20 people packed in with white doctor lab coats. She said, "You're so brain injured, you don't know how brain injured you are."
The biggest challenge is adjusting to not being as sharp as I used to feel. Although I'm still sharp as a tack, don't get me wrong. But still certain things in my life where I continue to struggle, I know that I will, and I remind myself, Anna, it's okay.
I like to imagine that it was a reminder that I'm only mortal, and I need to get off my high horse and try to live more like your average Joe, your average me, I think.
You know, I was dealt this card. I have no idea why, but I just kept making the best of it.
Krempels Center has allowed me to take it a bit slower and focus on what I know my brain wants and needs, which is creating art, creating music, playing my guitar.
I'll never forget it. I hear, I gotta get up in the morning. I gotta get ready. Obviously, then they know brain injury. This sounds like this is for me.
It just kind of grew on me instantly.
You realize that you're all walking in the same shoes. Your experience is different, your injury is different, but they have all this commonality.
The staff who are here, they're full in. They love what they do. They're patient, they're educated, they're kind.
I'll ask you how your day is going. What programs did you choose? What did you learn? When you have an invisible disability, social support is everything.
Like, I had rebuilt my head surgery. This was not mandatory by any sense, but they sent me like a card that says thinking of you, and I wouldn't be thinking of, like, with a head as dented and lumpy as this one, I wouldn't be thinking about it, but they just cared too much to not think about, and so I got it like right before the surgery, so I could go into it feeling all sorts of support before it even happened. That doesn't just happen by accident. That takes some serious planning and care. Thank you.
After the acute phase, patient is sent to rehab. A lot of what we find with folks that end up coming to Krempels is that they've sat home, due to their brain injury, they don't have the capacity to do that job anymore. So they're lost.
This organization really fills that void and help give them the tools to navigate their lives better.
People that come here find out that we don't think that learning ends. What we do is very, very unique. The clinical piece makes it just, that's the special sauce. That's what Krempels is. It allows members to regain skills that they lost. I love my staff and they're amazing, but we help facilitate that. But it's the members that bring their best selves. And if they can't bring their best selves, they bring their honest self. And then they've created this really magical place. I mean, people might love book club and they might love yoga, but what they really love is that they're gonna show up and they're gonna be accepted for wherever they are at on that day. Every time. And that's why they come. It is the community. And that was David's whole point of this.
Now I wake up every day excited to either be here or know that I'm going to be here the following day. When someone says something is life-changing, it truly is life-changing for so many people, now and in the future.
Life after a brain injury is not over. It's very, very different, but there's still joy. I've actually been able to, I can go out now, I play pickleball, I go candlepin bowling, and I go for these great rides, bicycle rides on all the local trails in the area, on an adaptive bike. Life is different, but it can be joyous. As my own life before the stroke was joyous, and I've been pretty well blessed. It's even with the stroke, life is pretty good.